Alright, hey guys, testing. Alright, so I've been meaning to do this for a while, and that's basically like a little coaching series, like coaching, well, mainly bench, but anyone can really watch and just go for like several things, especially mid lane, cause and decision making stuff. It'll be put across multiple videos, but this is like the beginning one, and I know. And also, if it seems really badly edited or not much structure, it's because it's my first time doing this in a while, making a video in a while. But yeah, I just want to try and help people or help anyone really. I don't mind, but I just a note, like a note to take down is that if I say something you don't agree with anyone, um, yeah, everything I say is like it's not going to be absolutely correct. It's just how I like see the game. And if you disagree, you can disagree. That's fine. Um, like you should. I always think you should always try something you think is right first, instead of like always trusting other people. Obviously, it's good to listen to other people just to get their opinions. But like, if you genuinely solely disagree, like with what I say, you should go with what you think. And then obviously, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you could try and do something else. But if it does work, then it does. But yeah, so the first episode of the series, I want to go through laning stage. This was on Bench's stream, and he was playing Lesh, and he was versus Pugna, and he knew beginning like this matchup. It can go either way, really. Depends. I think this is also very kind of skill, but I think Pugna does have the advantage. I'd say it's like 60, but well, we spoke about it on stream. He like you should hold skill point in this kind of matchup. If he gets his ward, it's gonna be kind of annoying using E. It doesn't use as much mana, but early on, but it's still really nice. The whole point of E is you get to use it like quite often, and it's annoying when the ward is up. Um, a habit to get into as well is you're gonna be trading in a lane like this, where both of you are very heavy magic based heroes. You guys are both going to be spamming spells at each other. I would invest into a South away. I don't know if you've got something, but also a Sentry, because most got South come, which is but Sentry as well. Most mid laners at this bracket, every mid laner, nearly all brackets, will come and place a ward like here and here, and you're basically most likely to get a free D ward, and you get money for it, so you make money off of it just by buying a Sentry. So it's just really nice habit to get into. So let's see. So Q first on Leshek is pretty good. I mean, I don't think it's bad, so that's fine to get. I would normally get a Fairy Fire or something. It's nice to have in like high like intense like trading lanes, just because you can there's like opportunity to outplay with the Fairy Fire. Mango's not too bad, but I just think by the time you actually run out of mana, you don't know the mango. Okay, it's Pugna, but still, it's still can apply. I'd still think Fairy Fire is just a really nice time to go. Like you've got the Fairy Fire, which is pretty good. So, first thing I would do as soon as I get into this is what you're doing here is trading right clicks, which is good. You have to care about the Q. As soon as you saw him cut, you have to walk away. But here you see you hit him for a bit, which is good. You should if people are hitting you like this, don't just walk around, just like let them hit you. Just hit them back. It's so much better. Obviously you guys have basically nearly the same damage and nearly the same HP. So you guys will basically be even. But if you're walking around just not doing anything and just walking back, you're just gonna like lose the lane. Cause just get out harassed. But it's good that you're harassing. But you got to be careful. There's no point of you walking back in. You saw him pressing the Q and then you just walk back into it. So you just take a bit more harass. Mid lane is a lot about just who can make the other person use more resources and who can win the trading battle. And it just snowballs from there. And then basically the lane's over. Using a Tango and Sound very good. You should right now be going and aggroing these creeps right now. I know you do it, Bench. Obviously this is not just Bench, but I know you do it, and you should be really careful with just thingy of just trying to aggro creeps and bring them towards you. Because right now they're all on the high ground, and obviously like you're gonna miss a few more creeps if you're not careful. I see you go for range creep. I think that's fine. Using spells for range creeps and creeps are very good, so you should keep doing that. But I would definitely aggro the creep right now, because both of you guys have ways to get the range creep, but he has to. It's harder for him to deny his one as well than because he obviously you have your stun. Obviously, it's a really small low cooldown early on, but yeah. But this is very good. You get 2 creeps with this. You don't get 2, but you get 1. But I just aggro the creeps towards you more. You want force him to thingy, because the whole thing with his Pugna Ward is that his Q is that he can just come and do it from a range and like get the creeps. But if you push all your creeps to this range creep, he has to come do it earlier. I think in this matchup where both you guys, sorry if I keep going back, because I keep rewinding. Whoever can kill the range creep easier, like quicker, will have the advantage. Because the other because the other person has to then. But the only way that works is if you aggro the creeps. So if you aggro these creeps right here, his range creep will stay here, and if you quickly kill his range creep, which you did, all of your creep are gonna like start trying to hit Pugna anyway, and then so if you just go forward, should see. So if your creeps were over here, you quickly killed his thingy creep. Your creeps will start denying this, and he has to walk up. And if he starts walking up to try and get this creep to Q it, then you can get some harass on it, which is really good to have it to get into. Now it starts doing it. But if you did that earlier, he wouldn't have had the creep advantage, and if you aggro the creep towards you, then you could have just killed his range creep, and then he'd have to either tank your creeps, or he'd like walk up for the range creep, or he'd have to like miss some melee creeps. So you put him in that that situation where he has to make a decision if he wants to tank creeps or not. It's really a good habit to get into, especially this matchup where both heroes can get the range creep. I think on this matchup, whoever gets the range creep first, it normally ends up getting more harassed. So you can see here, it's a good example of it. You see how you want to get that range creep, and if you walk up through, you're gonna either miss some melee creeps, or you're gonna miss the range creep. And it's whoever can kill the range creep first, I think, definitely gets the advantage. Obviously, you don't want to start right-clicking it and just miss last hits because of it. So you just want to be careful. Aggroing creeps helps because obviously you can secure the creep with your stun. Yeah. Also, a huge thing I always see people doing. I mean, this can be debated, but I don't know. I think it doesn't really help. I see people go in autopilot mode a lot in mid, and they just look at this. All you're doing right now is just you're hitting this one creep. So this creep right here, just watch. So you hit it now, and then you don't get the last hit because you first of all, there's 2 things. You're hitting it, so your attack animation, you had to like cycle your attack animation again to get the last hit. So instead of doing that, you can literally just wait instead of lowering it down and then just go for the last hit. There's no point of you hitting it and just go autopilot mode and whatever. And then another thing you did is, which I see a lot of mid laners do, is they last hit something and then they just walk around in a circle and stuff, like walk like this. Like there's no point. Like you can just like you don't want to walk around like this in between hits like you're doing right now, because it's just gonna make lasting a lot harder for you. You can walk around or whatever, that's fine, because it means you obviously you don't get like you try to make sure you don't get harassed as much. But you just want to make sure you don't want to combine that with just constantly hitting the creeps, because it's gonna make you lose a lot of last hits. Right now you got 4, he's got 6. I mean, you've got more deny. But yeah, and you shouldn't be afraid to use spells as well. You seen how many times look at his mana pool, look at yours. Like, I know he's got Nether Ward as well, but he hasn't used it yet, has he? No, he has used it, but it's on, I'm pretty sure it's ran out. So you haven't got the aura on you. You should just use your spells whenever it's off. Get to it. As soon as he, like, even if he just walks up for like a deny or whatever, just use it. So there was a time, so this time, well, coming up here, where you missed the melee creep because he denied it. You probably could have thingy just stun the creep. Like, that's totally worth it. Or if he walks up, if he tries to walk up for the creeps, for the range creeps, just use your spells just use a stun on him, and then and then obviously he's gonna miss his creeps. Like it's like I don't know if you've ever played Lina as much. Like, look how many times he's used his. Like, now you go for the stun, and like, you'd miss the last because of it. Like, I think the timing on when you get your, I guess you're lagging, but time where you go for your stuns and stuff, very off. Where you use your spells are very off. You see how he's using. Look at your HP and look at his. He hasn't used the salve yet, and he doesn't need to because you don't harass him. Like, you can just even just right click him. See there, you dodged. That was good. So now you have to use your thing. See, that one you want to be careful with as well. You want to. I know he's got pug. I know it's a pug. This is just generally Pugner is very hard because he can just secure it with his Q, but he would use his Q, and I guess as soon as he used his Q, that's when you wanted to start right clicking the. That's what as soon as he does that, that's where you want to now hit it. He's used Q as well, so there's no way he's cancelling yourself. I mean, no, there's no way he's killing you, so you don't salve it. You just try and deny it now, and if he walks up to Q it, you just stun him. Like, you got to think about all these little things. I think you got a lot of it. You just go autopilot mode. Yeah. Let's see. Look at this. Now it's just being pushed into you. It's harder to like last hit as well. Hitting it on tower, some of them can ruin your last hits. So if you didn't hit that creep there, you would have got it. And this creep you miss as well because you hit it. You hit it well twice. You literally could have let it go. Like, don't just keep hitting creeps if that makes sense. Because you mess up your own last hits, and not just on the tower, just in tower as well. I don't know if you saw. See, in he was invis. Yeah, he was invis. So like you see here, oh, he was smoked. Okay, I thought he was invis. Okay, no, yeah. I guess you didn't really know he was here. That's not really your fault. I think you survived though, which is good. I would definitely order and regen. Like, don't be trying like in lanes like this, especially since it's you can probably tell it's going not great. You shouldn't be greedy and try and go for your ball. Yeah, and also I thought about this, man. I thought about the skill build after like during the like lane. I would probably in this maybe still just get E and then just farm jungle, push out the wave and then farm jungle. Like, the thing with W is that if this Pugner's smart, he can just W himself and he takes no damage. And because because you don't have your E, you're never gonna have the opportunity to push out the wave really quickly, and then get full W damage on him as well. So it's like it's better to right now just push out the wave and then just right click it and use your stun or whatever, and then just go farm camps with your lightning storm. I think Lightning Storm here is actually better. I think time you'd probably go like Diabolic Edict, this stuff like against Ember, where he literally can't do anything because, well, Flame Guard does nothing about it. But like melee heroes is very nice to get versus. So right here, you can just, I would just, like, look at this. You have to try and aggro these creeps. Good stun there. You got last hit. Like, just aggro them towards you, and just look at this. How you're not. I don't think you're like properly paying attention on what's. Like, you got to think about what last hits you're getting and what like what you're like what's going on in the lane. Like, you don't want to. You just want to be careful with that because yeah, you can just lose the lane because of it. You want to keep an eye on. So now runes are coming up. I would. I've said this to you a lot. I would get in the habit of just using spells as early as you can. Like, not as early, like you want to time it well so where you can start setting up for the runes. So you push out his wave, and then he's put in that position of, okay, do I want to miss all these creeps and get the bottle and tank the creeps, or do I want to just stay and get these creeps and then miss the rune? But yeah, you end up getting it, so yeah, which is good. So if I want to show you game I played, differences. Obviously, mine's not gonna be perfect, but that's an abandon. Mine's gonna be perfect. It's just small. So this, oh god, shouldn't have gone that. So this lane Lesh versus thingy, um, you don't really have proper kill potential on the puck because he can cancel your stun. It's only if he messes up, and the puck can be pretty annoying, but I think it's still kind of like 50-50 because you can just trade and just like not trade, just push out the wave and stuff. So here, this is his fine time to just hit the creeps because I want to just try and deny and last hit as many as I can while he's not here. But as soon as he comes, I just want to be more careful. Again, if I say something if I've said something it seems I'm not doing either, it's probably because I'm just bad. I know that I should be doing it, but thingy, I'm just not applying it to games yet. You see here, I don't just move around, I just wait. I'm not clicking that creep, I'm literally just waiting, and just as soon as I get the time thingy. That time, I should have gone for the range creep. You see here, I should have gone for the range creep here. But you see, I'm just staying stood still for a second. And also, whenever I've got creeps running up, I will click him as much as again, I probably should have bought a sentry, but a nice thing to do is instead of if you're not like versus a puck, I say to myself, okay, I shouldn't take too much harass, like huge nukes, like early on, and I should be able to trade fairly well with him. So I decide to get a tango instead, tangos instead, and they're really nice to get for like as a park, like Lesh, Quap or stuff who can trade well. So see here, you see how I've already used my spells already. You should try and get in the habit into using these spells. So here I harass him, I pull the creeps at the same time as harassing him, then I stun. I missed that creep, which I should have got. I get because now look, I have the creep advantage, and now he has to try and harass me and tank creeps. So this is super bad for him. Look what I've done to get in the position. I even use my E. I just use it, whatever, and then I just stand here and try and get the. So here I try and aggro creeps. I try and get some right clicks off. I force his E. See, you see here how I'm not just constantly attacking the creeps, and how I'm playing my maneuver, like how I'm maneuvering around the creeps. So right here, I hit him for. I hit him again, and then I drag this one so he can't deny it. This is a really nice habit to. If you've got a creep low towards you, you can get a free right click off, and also you make sure he can't deny the creep. So look, I right click it, so at the point where he can't hit it, and then I just right click it and get the creep. See, you shouldn't be afraid to use spells as well. Like obviously you are versus Pugnus, it's harder to use. I think generally to use your. So here I ordered some tangos and mango. I'm having a good lane. I don't want to be greedy though. I just want to make sure I'm keeping the like lead up. I keep aggroing. I'm not like constantly right clicking creeps, and I get the. Here because I want to just kill this range creep as quick and just lightning. So look at this. Obviously this isn't a cute great example of it, but you see here how as soon as I kill it, he's got that med. And I'm in a range where I can't get clicked by his creeps. They start chasing me. I was in a range where I can't get clicked by his creeps, so now he has to like walk up, and because of that, he was forced in that position where he has to go for this one or this one here. And because of that, I get a free deny off. Like it's just little things that you have to do. Here he has to go for that, so now right click this and deny. Here I just want to be careful. I don't want to because I don't want to aggro it too much under my tower, or I'll miss quite a few creep waves. So I'm just trying to be careful with my position. Like see, I miss it because I aggroed it, and the same. Just using my. But yeah, you get the general. Try and use my spells as much as I can. Here, his creeps were like. Sorry, no. My creeps were under his tower, but I just want to try and kill because I have like a extra range and my whole creep wave just coming and full HP. I want to just try and push him as much as I can just to see if I can get some harass on him and aggro it. Hopefully my creep should die as well, and he can't contest these denies because he has to focus on last hitting under. So it's just a lot of mids as well. It's just about putting people in like in these like points where they have to make a decision on what they want to do, and like obviously they can't have like the best of both worlds. They have to make a decision of the losing or like losing something or gaining something, like losing something and something else. If you do loads of those small plays, I'm sure you have a better time in mid. But yeah, that was like the first. I know this probably wasn't great. I mean, started a lot, and also, um, I guess a lot of the times my examples weren't great. But yeah, I just wanted to try something, I guess. And if this helps, hopefully this helps. And if it didn't, well, yeah, I'm happy for criticism. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll probably be doing more of these soon. This is just the first one of laning and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching.